Hi, I'm Elizabeth Lower, and today I'm just doing a really quick video to do a channeling from the language of creation, what some people call light language, to help move the energy and help you bring your spirit to the forefront. So I had this really interesting experience for a large part of my life. Maybe not so much when I was a child, but when I was, abused as a teenager and became then addicted to heroin, this started to happen where I had a very difficult time being led by my spirit. Of course, my spirit is very strong. My spirits tend to be and would lead me, but I couldn't voice my spirit. I couldn't voice myself. I couldn't show myself, and I began to really notice this last year in 2021. It had been happening for a while, but I began to notice it then when I when I got off of heroin, began to do this deep process of healing from all of my trauma and began to be more in touch with my spirit. I began to recognize that I still couldn't voice my spirit. Like I would be sitting and having conversations with people, interactions with people, and and I would just say things that weren't true, just not like malicious lies, but just things about myself that weren't true. Or someone would talk about something that I knew a lot about or was very interested in, especially when it came to like channeling and spirit. And I would just be like, oh, I don't know what that means, or like, I don't believe in that, or something. Like, I would literally say, I don't believe in things that I like am writing about in this book that I've been working on for over a decade. This specific book only a year, but the story has been coming to me for over a decade. Like I definitely know about these things, but it was just like it was trapped in there. And this can manifest in different ways for different people. For me, it was just this really deep inability to show my true self to people. And so now it's so funny now that this has come unblocked from me. There's a lot of people who know me who are like, you're even family members who are like, you're like a totally different person now. But for me, it's like, no, I feel like I've been this way forever. And what everyone else has been seeing has been a totally different person. And I'm like finally free, you know? But it can show up in different ways. And for me, it was very linked to this trauma that was very obviously trauma. It was like physical and sexual abuse, right? But for other people who haven't necessarily been through that, it can still happen, and it can show up in different ways. And sometimes it can be insidious, like in ways that feel good almost. Like you don't even realize that you're being disingenuous to your own spirit because the things you're doing bring you happiness. And it's like, why do you want to stop something that brings you happiness? But there's a feeling like there's something inside that wants to come out and you can't reach it, or you block it, or you want to say something and you just it's like when you have a dream and a nightmare, and you try to scream but no sound comes out. And it's like your spirit is trying to scream but no sound comes out. And if you know this feeling, then you know this feeling, even if you can't vocalize it. So I was channeling this earlier, just a few minutes ago, and I decided I wanted to channel it for others who needed it as well. So, all right, here we go. Wow, okay, so that was different than what I was channeling before I made the video. It's still to do what I just was describing, but it was very intense. My lower back is hurting now, which it wasn't before. That was very intense. Like that felt a lot deeper than what I was channeling before. Like I was pulling very deeply from the energy system. So I feel grateful to whoever this video reaches. But I feel like you have a very deep soul blockage that I can feel. And I'm going to be very honest right now. This is going to help loosen it, but I think that you need to drink ayahuasca. And maybe that's possibly even the most important part of this video. Not that, stop getting this, I can still talk on me, but yeah, this is going to ease it for you, for sure. But that felt very deep, and I needed ayahuasca, right? Ayahuasca is what activated this light language for me, and ayahuasca is an extremely powerful spirit that I'm very deeply connected to, and that's why I'm able to help with this. But I think you need to actually drink the medicine. If you've done it before, you know what it is. You need to go do it again. If you haven't done it before and you're not familiar with it, it is a brew from the Amazon, from the indigenous peoples of the Amazon, and it contains two plants, one that has DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and one that has an MAOI to make it so that it lasts. So when you smoke DMT, it's like a 10-20 minute experience. Ayahuasca is several hours long. Really, ayahuasca is a spirit. Really, ayahuasca is the spirit of all. But this portal, the DMT that I received this channeling on the last ceremony I went to, which was just about a week ago from the time I'm making this video. So it's a love spell. It's very loving spirit. There's nothing to be afraid of. You do need to follow the dietary guidelines and make sure you don't take any SSRIs because of the MAOI, but just for physical safety reasons. But the spirit is a loving spirit, and it's a love spell to bring you back to yourself, to love. And that's really what being in tune with your spirit is. And for me, that's really what helped me release this blockage that I had, was drinking ayahuasca. And I'm feeling for you that this light language transmission will help you for sure, but that you need to drink ayahuasca. That's the message. You are watching this, you need to drink ayahuasca. Now, of course, this is going to reach more than one person. I don't know how, I recommend ayahuasca for everyone, but it could be that there's a particular energy that very strongly needs this, and maybe some other energies that need this not as deeply, who this video reaches. So if you hear me saying ayahuasca, and you're like, no, that doesn't resonate, that's not something I want to try, and it's not just based out of fear, but it's genuinely not calling to you, then listen to your own inner calling. But if you feel this urge, this pull in your spirit that's been pulled up by this light language transmission, and then you're hearing me say drink ayahuasca, and that's tapping into you, drink ayahuasca. Make sure it's administered by an actual shaman who's familiar with the medicine. That's important. But do it, and do it, when it calls to you. But I would say sooner than later, because I can feel your energy. I can feel how stuck you are. I know what that feels like. I was there, and it's very painful, and it's a very specific, distinct kind of pain that's different from other pains. You don't even always recognize it as pain. I also, at the end of that, just to let you know, it wasn't all just the getting, well, this is to help you listen to this message. It's like to help it get through to those who it needs to get through to. But at the end of the pulling up of the soul, the spirit, there was just a bit of love that I sent to you, a bit of gentleness, because I did have the feeling that it was going to bring up some strong emotions and possibly make you feel like crying, and just compassion and love to let you know that, to help you feel and understand that you are loved, and that I love you, that Spirit loves you, that the people in your life love you, and that it's okay to cry. If you feel like crying, it's okay. Now or at any point after watching this. And everything's going to be okay. And you're okay. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that you're seeing this and receiving this. It's a beautiful thing that I'm here to give it to you. And ayahuasca is a beautiful thing. And ayahuasca loves you. So don't be afraid. Okay. It will, if you don't know, if you want to try it and you don't know where, it will find you. It will. That's how it works. Because it is a spirit. Alright. That's all. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I trust it did. And just remember that you're loved. You are loved.